My beloved child, listen closely. If you are hearing this message right now, do not be afraid. Fear is not the language of heaven. Fear is not the voice of God. What you are about to hear is not meant to scare you, but to wake you up. Sometimes, when life becomes too loud, the soul needs a moment of stillness to understand what truly matters. And today, this message is that moment for you. You may feel that something is wrong in your life, even if you cannot explain it clearly. You may feel restless, anxious, or emotionally heavy without knowing why. This is not weakness. This is awareness. Something inside you is trying to tell you that it is time to pause, reflect, and protect what is precious to you. This message is not about physical danger alone. It is about emotional, spiritual, and mental danger too. Sometimes, the biggest threats are not visible. They come quietly, through stress, negativity, toxic relationships, self-doubt, and hopeless thinking. These invisible storms slowly drain your energy, your faith, and your confidence. You have been carrying too much on your heart. You have been pretending to be strong while feeling tired inside. You have been giving so much to others while forgetting to take care of yourself. And that is why this message found you today. You are being reminded to protect your spirit. To protect your peace. To protect your future. There is someone in your life you deeply care about, maybe a friend, a partner, a family member, or even yourself. You feel responsible for them. You worry about them. And sometimes you feel helpless because you cannot control everything that happens around them. But hear this clearly, you were never meant to control everything. You were meant to trust, to love, and to act with wisdom. This message is a call to reconnect with your faith, your purpose, and your inner strength. You are being guided to slow down, observe your life, and make choices that support your well-being. You may have been ignoring signs, small warnings, inner feelings, repeated thoughts. Not because you don't care, but because life has been overwhelming. Now is the time to listen. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not weak. You are learning. You are growing. You are awakening. Sometimes God's message is not loud thunder. Sometimes it is a quiet reminder saying, take care of yourself. Protect your heart. Choose wisely. You don't need to panic. You don't need to rush in fear. What you need is clarity. Take a deep breath right now. Let go of the stress you've been holding. Let go of the guilt you've been carrying. Let go of the belief that you are failing. You are not failing. You are transforming. Everything that feels heavy today is teaching you something important. Every delay is building patience. Every loss is teaching strength. Every mistake is shaping wisdom. You are stronger than you realize. From this moment forward, choose peace over pressure. Choose faith over fear. Choose growth over regret. Your life still has meaning. Your journey is not over. Your story is still unfolding. This is not the end. This is the beginning of clarity. Stay connected to what matters. Stay close to your truth. Stay kind to yourself. And remember, sometimes the greatest protection is simply becoming more aware, more mindful, and more loving toward yourself and others. You are safe. You are guided. You are not alone. It means something inside you is ready to change. Not because you are weak, but because you are becoming aware. Awareness is the first step toward transformation. When the soul starts to wake up, life begins to feel different. You start noticing what once felt invisible. You begin to feel what you once ignored. This message is not here to frighten you. It is here to strengthen you. When we say, danger, we are not speaking only of outer problems. Many times, the real danger is losing hope, losing purpose, and losing faith in yourself. These silent struggles slowly drain your joy and confidence. You may have been feeling tired without knowing why. You may smile in front of people while feeling empty inside. You may give your best to everyone, yet feel unappreciated. This emotional weight is not your failure. It is a sign that your heart is asking for care. Sometimes we protect everyone else but forget to protect our own peace. We worry about the future, regret the past, and forget to live in the present. But peace can only exist now. Right now, in this moment, you are safe. You are breathing. You are still here. And that means your story is still being written. The universe does not make mistakes. You were not meant to hear this by accident. Something in you is ready to rise. Something in you is ready to let go of pain that no longer serves you. You do not need to prove your worth. You do not need to run faster. You do not need to carry the weight of everyone's expectations. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to heal. Forgive yourself for what you did when you didn't know better. Forgive others who hurt you, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Holding pain is like carrying a heavy bag on a long road. You can put it down now, longer, even when you felt broken. Every tear you cried watered the seeds of growth inside you. Every time you thought you couldn't go on, but did, you proved your strength. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be to learn what your soul came here to learn. Today, choose to trust the process. Choose to believe that even the darkest night ends with sunrise. Choose to move forward, not with fear, but with faith. Your heart is wiser than you think. Your soul is braver than you know. Your life has more purpose than you can imagine. And remember this, nothing is truly lost when you find yourself again. You are protected. You are guided. You are becoming who you were meant to be. Now that you have come this far, understand something important. Not everyone is willing to face themselves. Most people run from silence because silence forces them to hear their own heart. But you stayed. And that means you are ready for deeper healing. There is a quiet strength growing inside you. You may not see it yet, but it is there. It shows up every time you choose to keep going, even when you feel unsure. It shows up when you choose kindness in a world that sometimes feels harsh. It shows up when you forgive even though you were hurt. Life does not break you to destroy you. It bends you so you can grow stronger. The storms you survived were not meant to drown you, they were meant to teach you how to swim. You are not here to live small. You are not here to hide your light. You were created with gifts, talents, and compassion that the world needs. Even if you don't fully see them yet, they are already alive inside you. Sometimes you feel lost because you are changing. The old version of you is fading, and the new one is still forming. This in-between stage feels uncomfortable, but it is where transformation happens. You don't need to compare your journey to anyone else's. Everyone walks at their own pace. Growth is not a race. It is a return to who you truly are. Let go of the idea that you must be perfect. Perfection is an illusion. What matters is your effort, your intention, and your heart. You deserve love that feels safe. You deserve peace that feels real. You deserve a life that reflects your true worth. And you will get there, not by force, but by faith. Take one step today. One small choice toward healing. One moment of trust. One breath of hope. There is a moment in every life when the soul becomes tired of carrying old pain. Not because the pain is too heavy, but because the heart finally realizes that it deserves peace. If you are listening to this right now, this is your moment. You are standing at the doorway of change, even if you don't feel ready. Readiness is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to move forward despite it. You have walked through seasons where no one understood you. You smiled when you wanted to cry. You stayed strong when you felt weak. And yet, you are still here. That is not luck. That is strength. That is resilience. That is the quiet power of a soul that refuses to give up. Every tear you shed watered the seeds of your growth. Every sleepless night built your inner courage. You did not suffer in vain. Nothing you went through was wasted. Even the moments that felt meaningless were shaping you for something greater. There are people who look at you and see only what you do, but heaven sees who you are becoming. Your journey is not ordinary. You were chosen to rise, not because you are perfect, but because you are willing to learn, to heal, and to grow. Sometimes your heart feels heavy because you are holding on to versions of yourself that no longer exist. You are not who you used to be. You are evolving. Release the past with love, not regret. What is meant for you will meet you in your becoming. There is a new strength forming inside you. It is calm. It is patient. It is unshakable. You don't need to fight everything. Some battles are won by letting go. You are learning that rest is not weakness. Silence is not emptiness. And slowing down is not failure. It is alignment. You don't need to prove your worth. You already have it. You don't need permission to grow. You already have it. You don't need to be fearless, you only need to be faithful to yourself. When you feel overwhelmed, return to your breath. Let it remind you that you are alive, that you are here, that you still have purpose. There is a light within you that cannot be dimmed by the darkness around you. Even on your hardest days, you carry hope. Even when you doubt, you continue. You were not created to live in survival mode. You were created to thrive. The life you are dreaming of is also dreaming of you. And every step you take toward healing brings you closer to it. Trust that the universe is working in your favor, even when you cannot see it yet. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are becoming. And everything you need is already within you. There are moments when your heart feels like it has carried too much for too long. You wake up tired, not from lack of sleep, but from the weight of emotions you have been holding inside. You wonder when life will feel lighter again. You wonder when peace will finally find you. If you are listening right now, know that this moment is not random. It is a turning point. You have survived things could. You walked through storms that tried to break you, yet here you stand. You may not feel strong, but strength is not loud. It is quiet endurance. It is choosing to keep going even when you feel empty. It is finding light when the world feels dark. There were times when you felt invisible, when your efforts went unnoticed, when your love was not returned in the way you deserved. Those moments did not define you. They refined you. They showed you what you are worthy of and what you must release. You are not meant to stay in places that drain your soul. You are not meant to shrink to fit spaces that no longer serve you. Growth requires change, and change requires courage. Even when you feel afraid, your heart knows the direction it needs to go. There is a quiet voice within you guiding you forward. It speaks in feelings, in intuition, in moments of clarity. Trust it. It has never led you wrong. You are learning to listen to yourself again, to honor your truth, to protect your peace. You don't need to have everything figured out. You only need to take the next step. Life is not a race. It is a journey of becoming. Every day you choose healing, you choose yourself. Release the guilt of the past. You did the best you could with what you knew then. Forgive yourself. You are allowed to grow beyond old versions of you. There comes a time when you realize that your life is no longer about proving your strength to the world, but about honoring the strength within you. You have spent so long trying to survive, trying to hold everything together, trying to be everything for everyone. Now, your soul is asking for something different: peace, alignment, and freedom. You are learning that you do not need to carry every burden alone. You are allowed to ask for help. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to choose yourself. Strength is not measured by how much you endure, but by how gently you treat your own heart. There is a light inside you that has been growing quietly. Even when you felt lost, it was guiding you. Even when you doubted yourself, it was protecting you. This light is your intuition, your resilience, your faith in something greater than fear. You are not here by accident. Your life has purpose. Your pain has meaning. Your healing is creating ripples that will touch others in ways you may never see. Every time you choose love over fear, you change the energy around you. You don't have to rush. You don't have to compare. You don't have to become someone else. You only need to become more of who you truly are. There will be days when you feel tired again. That does not mean you are failing. It means you are human. Return to your breath. Return to stillness. Return to hope. There comes a moment when you finally realize that the life you have been living is not the life you were meant to settle for. Something inside you begins to shift. You start questioning old patterns, old fears, old beliefs. You feel an urge to rise, even when you don't fully understand why. That is not confusion. That is awakening. You have spent years being strong in silence. You carried your worries alone. You held yourself together when everything felt like it was falling apart. People saw your smile, but they did not see the battles you fought in your heart. Yet, here you are. Still standing. Still breathing. Still hoping. Every hardship you faced was shaping you. Every delay was protecting you. Every closed door was guiding you to something better. What once felt like rejection is now becoming redirection. What once felt like loss is becoming liberation. You are learning that you don't have to earn love by suffering. You don't have to prove your worth by struggling. You don't need to stay where you are not valued. Your soul is worthy of gentleness, of peace, of happiness. There is a new awareness growing within you. You no longer want to live in fear. You no longer want to repeat cycles that drain you. You want clarity. You want calm. You want a life that feels aligned with who you truly are. Sometimes growth feels lonely. People may not understand your changes. They may question your choices. But remember, not everyone is meant to walk the entire journey with you. Some are lessons. Some are blessings. Some are both. You are shedding old skin. Old doubts. Old pain. This is not destruction, this is rebirth. You are becoming someone who trusts themselves. Someone who listens to their heart. Someone who chooses peace over chaos. You may not see the full picture yet, but trust that every step you take is leading you closer to your purpose. You are not lost. You are being guided. There is a future waiting for you that is brighter than your past. One filled with healing, connection, and inner peace. Breathe deeply. You are safe. You are loved. You are becoming.